What's up, guys? Welcome to a Resellers podcast with tech and sports and daily refinement. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the fact that eBay is hiring. They're going to hire and they'll pay is between $0 an hour all the way up to $5,000 an hour. This is E4 City. This is Jack Shang. He runs multiple eBay accounts. And at his peak, he was doing $65 million a year and taking home more than $1 million a year in profit just selling common items. So today, Tech and I are going to go over just how to actually work for eBay, how to make money work. And of course, all of our episodes are sponsored by our podcast. So please join us at patreon.com/the Resellers Podcast. We have over 600 people now who subscribe. And this episode is made by that. It's a production. It takes a little bit of effort and time and planning to make. So we hope you guys appreciate this episode. But the money is out there. You can make all the way up to $5,000 an hour and have 16,000 orders a day like Jack. Or you can run a smaller version where you list 5 items a day at home in your garage. Whatever level you are at, eBay is one of the only people that can pay you pretty much immediately. You can list something today, sell it today, withdraw the money into your bank account a few days later. You're getting paid within a week. Most employers at least take 2 weeks before you get your first paycheck. So let's get into the content. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys inside. Welcome to the Resellers Podcast with tech and sports and daily refinement. Today we have an awesome topic. There's this really magical employer that is always open and always hiring, and it's eBay. But a lot of people don't realize that with this job, there are rules that you need to follow, and you can make all the way up to $5,000 an hour, or you can even lose money if you don't set it up right. So let's just start with the general job description. What does eBay want right now?
eBay today, if you were starting brand, just like how, we talk about and we tell everybody, eBay gives you out what you put in. So if you put minimal effort in, they're going to give you minimal results. But if you put, maximum effort in, do it as best as you can every single day, eBay will reward you every single day. So your 9 to 5 isn't going to do that. Your 9 to 5 is not based on your input or your effort in direct correlation with your paycheck. But with eBay, there's people in the group. One lady, typically, she did today that she was doing 2,000 every 90 days, and she's been listing 20 a day for the last 90 days, and she's up to almost $10,000. So just the increase in volume, the increase in effort, she got rewarded that quickly. And if you've ever 9 to 5, they'll tell you you're lucky if you get a nickel raise per year. So for her to 4 times her sales and potentially her speed, it's an amazing thing.
And also, eBay is looking for us to find good products for them to sell and also not annoy them, because eBay is a marketplace. It's not responsible for what happens. They just connect the seller and the buyer. And if you are a problem buyer or a problem seller, they do not need you on the platform. They don't owe you anything.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with people selling counterfeits, people selling bootleg stuff, and a lot of the Vero violations is strict place for eBay to cover their own their own behind. And it's not to take care of us. It's not to take care of the brand. It's just to show the brand that they have this program where all the liability. So, Amazon a couple months ago had a big time, counterfeit thing in the news. And that's the last thing that any of these platforms want is bad press in the news, or, that them getting caught selling something counterfeit, especially with TikTok and, social media. Something like that can just go crazy.
And Vero, for those just tuning in, is verified rights owner. That means that a company has the rights to their brand and who sells it. And if you're not an authorized dealer, you're essentially selling a gray market. So it's new, but they haven't inspected it. You're not providing the warranty information. They want to remove you if you do too much volume. So I would say in the last 4 years, I've gotten 20 emails from people who get suspended right around the $100,000 a month mark of selling one brand, and permanent suspensions, not like, hey, you can't sell for a week or something. They're like, you can no longer sell on our platform, because they have to basically, if GoPro says you can't sell GoPros at this volume, they're going to listen to GoPro. Otherwise, GoPro will say you can't sell it at all on this platform. And they need to control the secondary markets because it's important for their own brand.
It's important for their brand. It's important for the warranty. It's important for the perceived value of a lot of brands like Chanel. They don't even want rappers wearing their stuff. What did they say? You know, you could buy Chanel, but you can't buy class. So
That's right.
like some brands are just super protective of everything. You know, even down to as silly as Velcro. Velcro is the most protective of their brand and their trademark.
Mhm.
And if you put Velcro in the title or anywhere in the listing, that they're going to take you down because, you know, if you sell something and you say it has Velcro and it doesn't, the buyer receives it and the Velcro is no good or it sucks or it's bad. That gives the company Velcro a bad name. And what you sold may not even contain Velcro. So that's why those companies are super protective. And that's why eBay has to protect those companies' interests because, you know, it's the classic scenario, the big guy versus the little guy. Me and you, we mean absolutely nothing to the platform at the end of the day, even though, you know, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on fees and shipping and a bunch of stuff. At the end of the day, I'm just a little cockroach. So, you know, they have multi-million, multi-billion dollar corporations that, you know, they need to heed to when they come knocking.
It's important to realize this episode is titled Zero to $5,000 an hour. If you want to make $5,000 an hour on eBay, you have to be the brand.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't sell $5,000 worth of profit of somebody else's brand per hour because that brand will not let you do that. If you look at the biggest sellers, they are selling either used goods at volume where the custody of ownership has transferred already. So if you're representing a used item, it's more fuzzy. The company could still come after you, but not really once the item has been pre-owned. It's a different
Yeah, they can
category.
still come after you just because they don't like the way that you look at them sometimes. Like they're under no obligation to allow you to sell their items. For instance, if you had a pair of Jordans, you can sell the Jordan, but Jordan might come after you because you took a photograph of the Michael Jordan symbol and you don't have the right to duplicate that symbol. So like we're under everybody's good graces that they allow us to sell the items because, you know, at any day, any time, eBay could follow Amazon's lead and start gating categories if they get too much pressure from the brands. I know a few years ago Apple was talking about gating stuff on eBay. I think that they made a deal or whatnot, but there are still some thresholds where if you sell, I think they only allow you like one or two per month in the beginning, and anything after that, eBay or Apple doesn't want you to sell that much of their product. So, you know, we may be on borrowed time at the end of the day. We could be looking back on this in 5 years or 10 years and say, "Man, you remember when you could literally sell anything?" Which is all the more important to get started today.
And when you work for a job, they give you clear expectations, and eBay does too. It's clear what they're looking for. They want you to be essentially describing items accurately. They don't want you to basically bait and switch someone. And if you look at companies, they fire the top salesperson all the time. They don't care about you making the most money for the company. You have to preserve the company name. If you got all these sales underhandedly, they don't care about the profit you generated. That's going to come back and bite them. They're looking for essentially people who don't rock the boat. Don't think just because you're making them money that they're going to let you speed. As you always say, lots of people speed, but only a few people get
Yeah,
caught.
that's correct. So, like, the biggest emphasis that eBay has had in the last couple of years has been the out of stock option. They do not want you to be out of stock. They do not want a customer to come to the platform, buy an item. You can't find it in your inventory or you're out of stock. You message the customer and say, "Hey, sorry, I can't find this item. I don't have it. I'm out of stock." That is a tremendous rough buyer experience. And that customer, they've probably done a humongous amount of market research. That customer that gets that message from a seller that says, "I'm out of stock," probably 9 times out of 10 goes to Amazon because Amazon is always in stock. So, you know, like you said, they give you the rules: be in stock, describe it accurately, get the item out on time within your handling time, and then if there is an issue, if there is the need for the return, to facilitate that properly. eBay gives you all of the tools to be successful. It's up to you and I and to everybody to follow the rules and use those tools to be successful. When someone does open up a return request, they give you time to work it out. They give you time to fix it. They give you a platform to facilitate the return. And you only get a defect when you don't facilitate the return in a professional manner. You know, if the case closes without seller resolution, that's 100% your fault because you have every opportunity to facilitate the return. If you get a case closed because you're out of stock, that's 100% your fault. So, like, all of these rules and all of these things that eBay has in place are on our shoulders at the end of the day, and all of these items we are accountable for.
And you and I both look at our eBay businesses as hourly endeavors because it's essentially you put time in and you get eBay to scratch your back on the way back. And the way that you do that is you look at how much you put into the system each day, how much are you entering in, how much profit is the eBay system giving you back. Actually, if you were to look at your sales, my sales don't surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't get an unusual amount of traffic, and I don't get too much or too little traffic. I get like just the right amount that's equal to the market demand of the items that I have.
Every single day. There's never going to be a day where I have a 30,000 item store, you have an 11,000 item store, and you text me in the morning and go, dude, I sold 0 items. It's never going to happen when you have an 11,000 item store. Like, for me, it's never going to happen where I sell like $400. Like, it's never going to happen. Like, my threshold is between, you know, 3 and $5,000 per day. Like, there's never going to be a day where I message you and say, dude, I only sold $600 today. Like, it's literally impossible once you build a store at that amount of volume where eBay trusts you with $3,000 to $5,000 worth of sales per day, whether it's, you know, 180 or 220 packages. eBay trusts me to get that many items out the door successfully. They don't trust me to get out 1,000 items tomorrow. I'm not capable of doing that as a business. So if eBay funneled 1,000 buyers to me tomorrow, I'm screwed. I can't get that many items out of my warehouse. I can't get that many items packed. I can't get that many items to the post office before they close. And if I can only do 220 per day on the weekends, we get up to 300 per day sometimes, and they give me 1,000 orders. I have 700 orders that I did not get out on time. That's 700 defects. I'll be out of business next week.
That's true. They always give you sort of what you can handle. It's exactly the same as a job.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to give you work that you can't complete. It doesn't make sense for anybody. They give you what they think you can handle. And when you go to a job, you can't say, can I skip 4 positions this week?
Right.
They don't do that. You're lucky if you can go up 1 position a year.
This may be like a conspiracy theory, but let me know. You've been on eBay for 4 or 5 years. I think, and this is what I've seen every single year, Q4 it ramps up and you get more sales every Q4 because there's more buyers. It's Christmas time or whatever. My Q4 sales always become my new norm for the whole year. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, that should be the case as long as you maintain the listing. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, the previous year I was at X amount. When Q4 comes, I'm at X amount 0.5. And now X amount 0.5 over last year, that's my new baseline going forward. So I think, like, during Q4, that's the test. I've proven that I can get all of these items out. I've proven that I can be successful. That's my new baseline. And that's kind of what it has been every single year that I'm on eBay. So I don't know if you've seen that same experience, but like, Q4 is always the baseline for the year going forward, to me, in my opinion.
It makes sense. They give you a performance review at the end of the year, see how you did. If it's trending higher than the year before, then they give you a little more traffic this year. If you look at your store and as an actual store, I think people don't look at it this way. Your store is on display to millions of customers on
Billions,
eBay,
billions,
billions of
billions.
customers. So what you need to do is if your store has one item and you delist it and relist it and it still has one item, you didn't make your store better. You need a better selection. You need better stuff in it. And then eBay's job is to find people for your store. But if you're not doing anything to make it marketable, they're going to give the traffic to somebody else. It's all automated.
Yeah, the entire mind frame for someone that does Amazon is what? Feed the beast because I have a sales rank. I want 1, 2, 3. eBay is the same way. You have to feed the beast with the eBay sales rank. Like, Levi's is a great seller, but maybe Arizona Jeans Company is not. If you have a whole store of an Amazon rank 200,000, you can't expect to have a whole bunch of sales. But if you have a whole store Amazon rank 1, you can expect those to fly out. So if I was selling gold bars, that's Amazon rank number 1.
That's
I
right.
could literally just put A as a title, show a picture of it, put a price, and run an auction, and it's going to sell for the exact price that it needs to sell for.
That's right.
If I have Arizona Jeans Company and have the best listing on eBay, the most beautiful listing, beautiful photos, correct title, that thing might not sell for 8 months because
Yeah,
that's
that's right.
Amazon rank 200,000 equivalent on eBay.
That's
So
right.
just like you said, if you put quality items, quality listings, quality photos in front of billions of people, you're bound to get sales. But if you have bad title, no item specifics, your photos in the bathroom, I've seen that. Your photos have toes in them. I've seen that. You cannot expect fantastic results with that.
No, you can't. And that's, it's just the same as finding a hair in your food. Like, it's not a good experience. You're not going to go back there if it's presented improperly. Like, some people use garbage as dunnage in their boxes. Come on. Like, why are you don't be lazy and use like proper dunnage to pack your items so the customer has a good experience, because you're kind of representing everybody
Yeah, totally.
on the
I mean,
platform. You have a duty to do a good
I
job.
mean, we all get returns, but like people, one time I got a return in a hot pocket box, and I know if I sent that out in a hot pocket box, I would never hear the end of it as a seller. So like we have to do better than that. Like we're all professionals. If you're listening to this, like you're a professional. Like we can't ship stuff out in cereal boxes. We can't ship stuff out in a hot pocket box. Like, and there are people that do that. And when you get a cereal box in the mail with a shirt in it, no one's going to go back to that platform because Amazon's not sending you that. Amazon is sending you branded material, branded boxes with an arrow on it, professional, and like it's up to all of us to uphold the standards, just like it would be up to all of us to uphold the standards if we had a 9 to 5 job. If someone comes in looking like a slob and everyone else is looking good, it brings down the morale of the entire company. That's why they have, dress code and SOP and certain standards to uphold.
Yeah, the consistent experience is huge. And what eBay does is when you have consistent types of items coming in, they give you consistent traffic. They expect you to continue to do what you're supposed to do. If there's a conspiracy saying, well, if you get multiple defects in a row, or you get multiple negative feedbacks in a row, or you ship a few items in a row, your traffic drops. You would do the same thing if you were the employer.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, that could be the start of a larger problem. So if you had 5 item not as described over the course of 5 days, eBay has to take notice of that and say, look, maybe this is the beginning. Maybe this guy is depressed or like his car died and he can't get to the post office. Like we got to pump the brakes on this guy until he can prove otherwise that he can successfully complete these sales.
And when you look at your eBay store as a whole, when you look at it as a store, every single thing that they offer becomes a tool for you to get more people in the door. They have promoted listings. If you're a replenishable seller, they have bold subtitle. They have different things that you can do to stand out from the crowd. Some people say that's expensive, so I never use it. Think about why they have that option, because it's when you're scrolling through and you're looking for something, you'll see that bold listing sometimes. It'll attract your eye. There's a reason why that costs money.
Yeah, absolutely. They back in the day they used to have an option where you can have like a gigantic picture in the search feed.
That's right.
But I don't think that they do that anymore. But they used to have a huge picture, but like that has to convert like crazy. A huge picture in bold. How many people are going to click on that listing? And like you were talking about this morning, you know, when you went to the left hand navigation and put free returns on a Nautica sweater, I
Hmm.
think 90% of the people were out.
That's
And
right.
that led to the discussion of, you know, you have to do more than just the regular person. So like you were talking
Hmm.
about, like you want your photos to be better or that much better than a regular person. You want your listings to be better or that much better than a regular person because, you know,
Hmm.
it's not like Amazon where everyone is a professional seller on there. Like there's no like grandmas aren't selling on Amazon, you know what I mean? But like grandmas are selling on eBay and we're competing with them as well. And we have to be better than them if we expect to get the sale. So like what you were talking about earlier makes a lot of sense that like we have to do better than just basic.
Guys, the rest of the episode is available at patreon.com/the Resellers Podcast. We now have over 40 different shows in full length on there. You can join for as little as $4.99 a month, but I recommend that you join our Facebook group for $35.99 a month because it comes with 5 coaches and over 9 hours of live coaching. So we can help you get to that next level on eBay or Amazon. Please join us there. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you guys next week.